What's good, podcast world? What's good, YouTube?
Sixers are in trouble. I need a top five.
Man, let's get into best of the week, man. What's good, podcast world? What's good, YouTube? Back for another episode of Chargers to the Game Sports Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Rome. I'm here with Big Z. Z, what's up, bro? How you feeling, man?
Good evening. Good evening.
Man.
Another season come to an end.
Motherfuckers went home, man. But, oh, man, we're going to get into it. But like I said, I mean, it is what it is. Welcome to another episode of Chargers to the Game Sports Podcast, everybody. Jay's not with us today, man. He ran from that action. Raiders got that ass beat. We'll talk about that. I know he's going to hate me for this. But as you're coming in, man, make sure you like the show, okay? If you're on the YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel. Share the show, okay? We're growing. New year. We got new stuff ahead, new guests ahead. We got a lot in store for you guys. But, man, what's Wildcard weekend? A crazy Wildcard weekend. We're gonna touch on that, give you the recap of wild card, obviously touch on the divisional round and the NFL playoffs, and obviously we're gonna close up with the sports bets. But before we hop into all of that, man, this a very special holiday to near and dear to all African American men and women around the country just passed, which is MLK Day, Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. We want to kind of talk about it. Like I said, without, him doing what he did, me, Big Z would not be here to bring you this great content as we do each and every week, and everything like that. But Z, man, I mean, like I said, I mean, that's the big guy, man. I mean, he kind of put things in place for us, our ancestors, and for us and athletes, so we can be able to sit up here comfortably without harm and talk about things that are really not very important, football and sports betting. So how are you feeling about it, man?
Yeah, I mean, day of service. I joined a group where we went and we fed some folks at a shelter.
Oh, dope, man.
Which has been a tradition that I've been doing Thanksgiving and then MLK Day for a few years. And so that was good. Even now, with the situation, everybody's masked up, socially distanced, but it was still a positive experience. Everything that we've been able to benefit from is from his legacy, and so you always have to take time to appreciate and respect everything. And then if you're ever in Atlanta, if you go visit the King Center, it's a
magnificent experience, man.
It's definitely something to witness.
To witness, man. I mean, all of the stuff, man. Is like I said, that's a great aspect and way to look at it. Mm-hmm. But like you said, I mean, we kind of benefit from the fruits of his labor, the hard work and effort he put in. Obviously, there's many more people that were involved into what he did, but he's kind of the face of it. But he kind of did a lot. He did everything for us. Yeah. Him and all the other activists that fought for our freedom, our justice, our peace. To be able to sit up here, these athletes to sit up here and get paid a lot of money to just play sports, to play a kid's game and then live a king's life, at a kid's cost. So, it's just a blessing. So,
I don't think people realize how young the activists were in the 60s. I mean, they were like 19, 20, 21 years old. And
they weren't 40. They were not 40. Some of them weren't 30 years. Some of them were young 20s, mid 20s, 20-year-old kids standing up, man, and trying to make a difference. And, now it's, I hate to say it's going back to what it is, but there's a lot of stuff that needs to change, man. I mean, I know that, this is kind of, shed light on what's becoming and what we're trying to do. But this man, risked his life, his family's life, his kids' life, and, all of those things for our freedom and us as, Black people and predominantly Black men, especially in this day and age, we're targeted unfairly all the time, whether it be in places of employment, out regular day just driving, getting pulled over at a stoplight, not knowing if you're gonna get the racist bitch ass white cop or so have you. But like I said, that man really stood up for us, allowed us to live a regular life. So for all the black people out there, not just black men, black women, you got to cherish and take advantage of these opportunities, and not just do positive things. You know what I mean? I'm not saying nobody's perfect, but at the same time, Atlanta is one of the places I think of, like, obviously it's like one of the strip club capitals of the world, right? Stop putting my man on these promo flyers. MLK Day, come down to brown sugar cheek shoes. Some shit, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, it's not about that, man. Like, come on now. Like, come on, Martin's better than that, So, but everybody's just trying to benefit off the name.
But even thanks to him, they have a right to profit off of that.
I guess so too, man. But I just, when I think of Martin Luther King, I just don't want to see him in that light. But I know what you mean.
It's something like, so if folks get to travel, if you're in Memphis or if you are in Atlanta or if you come to DC, we have the African American Museum in DC. Yeah. Just take some time to learn some history and experience that.
Yeah, a good thing you said. That's what the day's supposed to be about. The sad thing about it is, especially, I'm gonna call them all, is white people. You should really take that day, not as a vacation day, not as a long weekend, man. Take that day and go see what happened. Look at the history, man. I mean, this is not a free day for you to go take a long vacation to Florida or go to or out of the country or out of the island. Like, come on, that's disrespectful. You know what I mean? Like I said, this is a sports podcast. I don't care if you don't like it or not, you can turn it off. But I'm gonna just tell you how it is, because it's just disrespectful. I went out to Florida and last weekend. I'm gonna talk about it. But I was sitting with somebody on the what was it, the little how we go get the bags and stuff like that, the transportation services. They were talking about, man, every MLK Day I used to take a little trip, a long weekend. I'm just like, white person too. I'm just like, oh, okay, all right, yeah. I mean,
an interesting fact though, so Notre Dame college basketball came to play Howard on Monday, on MLK Day, right? And they showed the locker room speech of Mike Bray, who's a DC native, DeMatha guy.
Oh wow!
And so he was talking about the president of Notre Dame was on the board of SNCC with Dr. King, and they weren't allowed to have. I believe they went to Atlanta and they went to Memphis to have meetings, and they weren't allowed to have meetings because they were mixed race, and so they had to move all their meetings up to Notre Dame. And so that's why he talked about why he scheduled that game, why Notre Dame was playing at Howard every
means a lot.
MLK Day. And then the players understood something about the president of their university that they never knew. I mean, he was there, they're sitting there like, wow.
I didn't even know that. I mean, to be honest, I never even knew that story, but it's nice to know the history behind it, because the thing is, a lot of these stuff, like I see the stuff posted online on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram. A lot of people still like laugh at, racism doesn't exist. I mean, it's just so stupid. But I mean, they're trolls, and like I said, everybody's not gonna be good. Not everybody's gonna be great, and have a positive outlook. But if we can, little by little, try to change that. And the good thing about it is, before we get into the NFL, because I know we want to get to it, but we got to educate you guys on it, is the fact that a lot of these old, raggedy, racist white people, and just not white people, just old, raggedy, racist people in general, a lot of them are dying off. There's not so many young racists, because racist is a learned thing. You learned it from your parents. And
also, on the flip side, a lot of the good people who can pass down history are dying off too. Yeah. And so it's always, if you are with an older person, take some time to talk to them. Yeah. You may learn something just from a simple conversation. Everybody has a story. And so it's always beneficial to talk to people, especially in these times. People don't talk.
I mean, people don't talk, but hey, let's get into this NFL action, man. Like I said, I took last weekend. I took the trip down to Tampa with the Bucs versus the Eagles. We're gonna hop into that. But the first game on the board, Big Z, man, we got to talk about this Raiders. That was the first matchup, Saturday the 15th. Raiders went on the road into Cincinnati. And, I mean, the game was pretty close for the most part.
Came down to the end.
Came down to the end, man. And obviously a controversial whistle. I mean, the refs really jacked this one up. Jay, I really wanted you on this one, bro.
That was crazy. You know, the rule is if a whistle is blown in the middle of a play, the play has to be done over. It should have been a do-over, touchdown canceled, and redo the play.
Right.
But
how did the team of refs miss that?
Yeah, the guy, they said, so they didn't explain it. The broadcast was horrible. The broadcast didn't explain it either. I mean, they just glossed over it. And when you're watching the game, Tirico and what was it? Drew Brees should have taken some time to explain it to us because they said nothing. And then I think it was in the third quarter, they brought their ref who works with them on, and he was like, "Oh yeah, there was a mistake. That touchdown shouldn't have counted."
Right, it just always a mistake, just easy like that. But yeah, I mean, good point. Yeah, that whistle, man, and just the whole game in general was horribly called. Before we hop into the breakdown of the action, what happened? That ref, I mean, that was a horrible ref job, and just I've been reading the articles and the news articles on that referee crew is no longer officiating the playoff game. Banned. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean,
Jerome Boger, Jerome.
I was gonna say that Jerome's can't fuck that up. You know what I mean? But I guess this one did. But yeah, that crew, man. I mean, you really determining the outcome of playoff games. You know what I mean? Like,
imagine being me and having the first half under.
And that score, that kind of
score killed me. If they would have kicked a field goal, I would have won.
See, it's stuff like that kind of really fucked it up. And like I said, it was questionable calls all day on, against the Raiders. Yeah. But I mean, ultimately, I'm not going to take nothing away from Cincinnati. Cincinnati played a really solid game. Joe Burrow is an absolute beast. He was calm. He was cool. He's collected. He was composed.
He got protection. The one thing I didn't notice that you could just keep in mind for this week, they had a lot of injuries during the game. Yeah. It seemed like every 5 minutes someone was going down for Cincinnati's defense.
Yeah.
And so Tennessee sitting home, resting, relaxing, waiting on them.
Oh, yeah, we got to talk about that one too. That Raiders game, man, it was, like I said, it was a close game all the way down to the end. Derek Carr had a solid game. He didn't come blowing things up.
They wasted so much time that last drive. So they're driving for the winning score, and he spiked the ball on first down. Why? Why? Just go up and run a play.
Yeah. My biggest thing with the Raiders was this. They threw the ball too many times, man, for me. I mean, Josh Jacobs had 13 carries for 84 yards. Give the guy that he had 84, 83 on 13 carries. Imagine if he had 20, he probably could have rushed for like a $160. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, and there was, susceptible to the run. I mean, the Bengals were not really stopping the run like that. He was breaking, gashing them. But the play calling was very, very spotty. That was one of the things I noticed for the Raiders. Mixon, really didn't do too much. Burrow had himself a day. He was 24-34 for 244 yards.
He got protection for the first time.
He did. And then it was a greatly called game by Zach Smith and that offensive coordinator. The rookie Jamar Chase had 9 receptions for 116 yards as a rookie in his opening playoff game. Obviously, ultimately, I mean, we know the Raiders secondary is trash, right? I mean, Jay will even tell you that they're very suspect to the pass. That's one of the biggest things been kind of biting them all year long, But yeah, I mean, as a rookie, still 9 receptions for over 100 yards. That's huge. Huge production from a rookie. I mean, he obviously has that chemistry with him. And then Waller, had 7 receptions for 76 yards, but they really couldn't get the job won. I mean, they ended up losing. They went on the road and lost to the Bengals 19-26, man. I mean, It's in moving forward the next season. Derek Carr, we're gonna see what happens with him. A lot of teams need quarterbacks. We're gonna talk about that on the next.
And the talk is Jim Harbaugh to the Raiders.
I know. I mean, Jim Harbaugh. I'm very high on Jim Harbaugh in the NFL. He's not a college coach. He's a very, he's a relatable guy to NFL.
And he's trying to get out while he's hot. He finally beat Ohio State. Now he's like, I'm out.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing about that is, we could talk about it another time. It's gonna be hard for a college coach at Michigan, Ohio State. It's gonna be hard to compete with those SEC schools, man. You have to start paying.
Well, no, he realized Ohio State got everybody a bunch of folks coming back, so he was like, "Now was the time. I beat him once. Let me get on out of here."
Yeah, but I mean, it's just the talent. You know what I mean? It's hard to really draw in top talent in college football now. It's like the rich get richer. Especially
and Deion's trying to make a splash.
Yeah, Deion's trying to make a splash across the those schools out there, the HBCUs, man. So shout out to him. Keep up the great work, bro. But moving on to this next game, Z, man. I was the only one took those Bills over the Patriots, and look what happened. Smashed them over the head, man. What were you thinking about in this game, man?
I mean, I think they went, 7 for 7 to start the game for touchdowns. That was
Mac Jones looked like a rookie.
Just domination. I mean, it was total domination. The Patriots look slow and old.
Yeah, really. I mean, they look slow and old for sure. I mean, like I said, Josh Allen came out. These are Josh Allen stats. Quarterback of the Buffalo Bills. He was 21 of 25, 308 as far as passing yards, 5 touchdowns, no picks, no sacks. All right. And on top of that, Devin Singletary, the running back, because Buffalo did run the ball, had 16 carries for 81 yards and I think a touchdown. 2 touchdowns, actually.
It was ugly.
Yeah, it was ugly. And Buffalo really let them have it because, the Patriots have really been stomping on the Patriots. Well, the Patriots have really been stomping on the Bills for years with Brady and, they've been really kind of running up the score. And this was Buffalo's time. So Bills Mafia, you guys, I guess was it Sean McDermott really took advantage of that. And it was like, okay, well, all these years you really wanted to kill us like that. We're going to run up the score on you guys.
Did you see after the game, Belichick went into the Bills locker room to talk to the team? He went into the locker room to congratulate them and commend them on the game they played.
Wow. I did not see that. But, I mean, that just goes to show that, the classy guy that he is, he probably recognized, man. Because Bill knows, man. They used to always run up the score on the fucking Bills. Always, man. In any type of divisional point, they wouldn't really let these guys lax. But now, how does it feel to be on the other side? I mean, they ran the score. They really could have just milked clock. They didn't say. They said, "Fuck that." I mean, the atmosphere is right. Bills Mafia out there jumping through fucking tables in this cold ass weather. Z, you sent me the video of Ryan Fitzpatrick. No shirt, bro. Check. This is how funny this is. Z texted me this. Can't remember where I was. He was like, "Look at the pictures of Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's the Washington football team quarterback. He was hurt this year." He was a former Bills
quarterback.
But he had a lot of success there, former Pro Bowl and all of that. He was like, look at this picture of Ryan Fitzpatrick in the stands. His shirt off. I was like, fuck that. That's not Ryan Fitzpatrick. Like, yeah, it is. And then come to find out, it is him.
But that's why you got to love him. That's why you got to love Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, he just has fun, man. You got to have fun. I mean, like, who wants to, I hate this shit on the Washington football team. They fucking suck, man. I mean, but obviously, we'll talk about that later. But I mean, he was out there in the cold, in the stands with the fans, with the fans, baby, with no shirt,
chugging beers and no shirt on in the cold.
Yeah, man. I know Washington. They might not even care because they're like,
I think he's a free agent, so he's technically done with Washington. So he's a free agent now. So.
Yeah, he's a free agent. I mean, Washington, we'll move on from that. But yeah, in this game, man, the Bills really had a scheme that they really wanted to come out here and accomplish, and they did that, man. Knox had a huge day. He had 5 receptions for 89 yards and 2 scores. Diggs had 3 receptions for 60 yards. He didn't do a ton, but I mean the Bills now moving on to the next round.
It's going to be awesome. Remember, they did beat the Patriots. I mean, Kansas City in Kansas City.
They did. They did, man. It was early in the season, and I mean, do the Bills have the Chiefs number now? We'll see.
But think about it. So the Bills have not given up 2 passing touchdowns to any quarterback this whole season. That Bills defense.
I think there are a lot of things going noticed here, and like you said, you brought up a good stat. The Bills have a really solid. I don't think people understand how solid the Bills defense is. I mean, you got Edmonds at the linebacker position, and Oliver at former first round pick playing well. The Micah Hyde at safety and Tre'Davious White at corner. These are a lot of guys that some guys might not know about, but the Bills have a really, really good defense, and they're almost as good as their offense.
Leslie Frazier is a coordinator. He should be up for a head coaching job somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, his name should be circulating. I mean, he was the former Vikings coach some years ago, but I mean, it's like these guys.
That's what Tomlin was his defensive coordinator.
Yeah, I mean, it just like it points me back in the direction of when we had Coach Willie Edwards from Brown University. He keeps talking about these retreads. It's the same guys, Doug Peterson's, all of these, obviously white guys, Dan Quinn, and all of these guys keep circling for the same jobs. They're not even talking. They just keep pointing Byron Leftwich as far as the Jaguars job. Like, why can't he be considered for the Bears job or the Vikings job?
Yeah, so the Vikings trying to interview the defensive coordinator for Tampa, Todd Bowles.
Yeah, Todd Bowles. I mean,
and the Bears want him too. So
now Todd Bowles, I would like to see him in Chicago or something like that. I mean, as a Bucs fan, and obviously I love my coordinators and I want to get this done, Bucs fans. But as a black man and just seeing how the league is, there's one black coach now, Mike Tomlin. You're Pittsburgh Steelers, man.
That's crazy.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I mean, I love all organizations that have black coaches as secondary. Obviously, I'm a Bucs fan first, but I mean, just seeing it's unfairly, being unfairly treated. Eric Bieniemy's not even being, in talks anymore for head coaching position.
Think about Brian Flores getting fired at Miami.
Like, yeah, I mean,
he took over like a 1-win team,
right?
Had 2 winning seasons,
right?
With that team.
Right, with that team, with Tua struggling the way he did, obviously Tua turned it around late. I was hard on Tua. He trying to turn it around late in the season. But, I mean, all the struggles with the Ryan Fitzpatrick, the 2 quarterback system he had last year with Fitzpatrick, and, having Tua and then subbing Fitzpatrick in to come save the day.
Because you heard the backstory. Tua wasn't his guy. So Tua was the GM's pick. He wanted Herbert.
I can imagine. And look what happened. Justin Herbert is just in a bad situation.
And they said it exploded when Tua had a bad game, I think 3 picks, and Flores said right to his face, "I should have drafted Mac Jones."
Wow. Yeah. Who said that again?
Flores.
Yeah. See,
right up to him and said, "I should have drafted Mac Jones."
But the thing is, he should have. He should have. You know what I mean? But the thing is, nothing you can do. I mean, he's moving on. Hopefully, he should be a head coach in the NFL. Mike
ended
McCarthy
the season beating the Patriots.
Should be fired.
They won 7 straight, and they beat the Patriots at the end.
Yeah,
and he got fired.
It's ridiculous. I mean, they don't hold these guys to standards. But yeah, getting back on track. I mean, this Bills game, the Bills are going to be a problem throughout these NFL playoffs, all right? And especially in this next game. But the Chiefs.
This is going to be a fun game.
This is going to be a fun game. The Bills got that bad taste in their mouth from losing
last year.
You know what I mean? Losing last year, the way that they did, and we're going to see what happens. But the next game, man, that was the close out to Saturday. The Sunday action, the game I went to, my Bucs. Obviously, I flew down there, with my boy. We came out there to see the game. First off, coming into the stadium, man, great job of packing the stadium, Bucs fans. I think the organization did a good job of allowing everybody to sitting the flags in the stands so that so they can wave their flags and so everybody can throw the team off a little bit, throw the Eagles off, when they started throwing the ball and stuff like that. And, just a great atmosphere and all of that, man. And then obviously the Eagles came to town. Now, Z, man, the Eagles, their fans are some of the nastiest people. I don't know what it is about Philadelphia, man, but it's like everywhere
Every
you go.
sport.
It's like everywhere you go, you just try to like, oh yeah, like, all this is work for Philly. Like, bro, you're grown. You want to get arrested? You want to get arrested and just sit in jail in Tampa, Florida? And ultimately that did happen. I mean, there was fights at the game, the sports bars that we were at. These motherfuckers yelling and trying to pick fights with people, pouring beers over people's fucking heads, over Bucs fans' heads. But that's a story for another day. But back to the game. Z, I'll let you talk about it first. What did you see out of this game?
So, I mean, I saw an interesting quote. One of the Bucs coaches was quoted saying Jalen Hurts can't read defenses at all, so it was easy for us.
He can't. He can't. And then that's the thing. He can't read defenses. And like, shout out to Jalen Hurts. I mean, I'm happy for the young brother. Because I got to root for the brother. I mean, they did say that. I think the reports came out. Either the GM or the coach said he's going to be our starting quarterback moving forward for the next season. Shout out to
fans,
him.
You're stuck with him.
You're stuck with him, man. I mean, I think he's improved. He's going to improve. I think he's shown some sign. He's just very inconsistent. So shout out to him. But
that play where they had Devontae Smith open in the end zone, and he didn't see him so late on the throw. The safety came from the other side of the field and intercepted it.
Yeah, I mean that's the knock on Jalen Hurts. And I really was worried about the Bucs weren't coming into this game so much, but I mean Jalen Hurts obviously they came out early. I was watching the game from the stands, very pretty much front row, second row from the field, behind the Bucs bench. They really tried to come out and run the ball. With the Eagles, they were one of the top rushing teams in NFL this past season, especially with the read option and Jalen Hurts coming off running. Once they really figured out that they couldn't do that, they had to take to the air. The Bucs went up on them early. Tom came out and looked sharp. Bucs fans, if you know, they add new wrinkles, and that's one of the things I love about the Bucs coaching staff and Tom Brady. They don't, and I keep telling people, this ain't the same Bucs team from the regular season. They don't run regular season plays in the fucking playoffs. So this is a whole new organization. It's a whole new ball game. So people keep saying, oh, this week, are we going to get into it? The Rams, we already beat you guys. Bro, this is a whole new ball game. We knew we were going to probably play you guys in the playoffs. We're not running playoff plays during the regular season. So some of that shit you saw, we're not going to run again. But yeah, getting back to this game, I'm sitting there looking. I mean, Tom's looking sharp. They ran the hurry-up offense. He was 29 of 37, 271 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He did get sacked a lot, which was very concerning. At that point, he was holding to the ball. I know they were running safe plays.
How's the center? So the center and the tackle both
Jensen
got hurt.
Yeah. So this is where it gets a little dicey coming in the next week. Now Ryan Jensen, I saw the injury to him. I think he got his ankle rolled up on or something like that. He was down for a little while. Jensen is probably one of the most important pieces on our offense outside of Brady because he's one of the best centers in the league. When he went down, I was a little worried because it looked a little worse than I guess what it was. He got up, being the man that he is. Ryan Jensen is an absolute beast. He popped up, shook it off. He came back to play, and did what he does.
It was on the touchdown. Someone rolled him up.
Yeah. So it looked like somebody ran the back of him, something like that, and rolled up. Now Tristan Wirfs, this is a scary injury because he came with a high ankle sprain.
High ankle sprain, yeah,
is what they classified it as. Seeing that injury live in person, I don't know, man. I really hope that he plays. He was our Bucs fans. He was our only first team All Pro. Tom Brady was first team. Well, he was All Pro. He was second team. Rodgers was first team. But yeah, I mean, Wirfs, he did not come back. All week they've been saying he's walking around in this boot. If he doesn't play, the word on the street is I was listening to the Bucs media earlier is that they're gonna probably move Ryan Kappa, the right guard, to tackle, and they're gonna move Evan Stinney. Evan Stinney, I'm not worried about him coming in because he played a lot for us last year. and came in. Now Wells, they start Wells.
No Wells. No Wells.
If they start Wells, there wouldn't be no charges in the game show next week because we're gonna get blown the fuck out. Aaron Donald might have 10 sacks. All right, because that guy is a backup. He's a true backup.
He set the clock back for Ryan Kerrigan as soon as he came in. 2 sacks right away. Kerrigan was like, "Let me turn the clock back 5 years."
Yeah, that guy Wells, he's definitely a backup, man. So they're gonna figure that out on the offensive line. But yeah, in this game, it wasn't the Bucs did what they were supposed to do, man. I mean, Keyshawn Vaughn ran well, 17 carries for 53 and a touchdown. Giovanni Bernard, former Bengals running back, came in and ran the ball well. Mike Evans was an absolute beast. I really hope the Bucs continue to do this. He had 9 receptions for over 100 yards. He had a touchdown. He looked nice. He looked fast, agile, all of that. They fed him early. So, I really kind of hated, how they really weren't getting him involved early in the season. But it's nice to see now that it's playoff time. Tom's realizing, hey, let me feed Mike, let me feed Gronk. And then, to get away from the offense on the defensive side, the defense did what they did, man.
Defense was strong.
The defense is very strong. So shout out to Antoine Winfield Jr., man. I saw you came in there and get that sack, man, and held it down in the secondary. Mike Edwards, somehow, brother, you just continue to be a ball hawk. Always around. I think you were the one that got that pick.
He got the pick, yeah.
At the goal line, and
he literally ran from the other side of the field. And when they showed the play from behind Hurts.
Yeah.
And you see the corner fall.
Jamel Dean, I think.
Oh my gosh. So corner falls, receiver wide open.
Jalen Hurts can't hit him.
And he had to, I guess he was trying to square up, and it took him forever. I'm like, oh my gosh, slow motion pick.
Yeah, Mike Edwards, man, he's just always out there making plays. So continue to do that this Sunday against the Rams, man.
Devontae Smith was so hurt. I mean, he's sitting there wide open. Hurry up!
Yeah,
hurry up!
Never threw the ball. Never threw it, but like I said, Jalen Hurts, he's got to progress on that. But yes, as far as the defense, they played well. Vita Vea held it down in the middle, man. Levante David came back. He played solid. Devin White came in and played good. Jordan Whitehead, man, one of our safeties. We really need him this game. And I'm going to get to it when we get to the other games. We really need him to keep coming downhill, knocking helmets off. But that boy can definitely hit some people. Just watching them live in person. But we move on to the next round.
Aliquippa PA.
That boy can hit, man. I'm telling you. But moving on to this next game now, Z. This San Francisco and the Cowboys game. I don't know where to start. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Shout out to Lofa Tatupu.
Shout out to Loaf, man.
We were right.
Yeah, you were right. He even said he was like, "Hey, Big Z, man, you on the same page, man." I mean, yeah, the 49ers, came out there and did what they do, man. They came out, they ran the ball, they got up on them early. It was the first drive of the game.
Oh yeah,
they scored a touchdown.
That was domination, man. And they dominated on the line, offensive line, defensive line.
Yeah,
that was impressive.
That's what they do. I mean, Kyle Shanahan and this offense, he just does what he does, man. I mean, it's slow, it's boring. They do the play action, they run, play action out of it. Guys wide open.
Of course, and Jimmy G turned into Jimmy G with his turnovers.
Yeah, that's just the knock, and that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons why they drafted Trey. They're hoping that Trey Lance can be that guy. But yeah, Jimmy, he almost threw the game away, literally. They're at the end with the stupid pick and just doing stupid shit. But in this game, the 49ers, they the better team won. All right. The better team won. I'm gonna start off with that. Jimmy G, he didn't have a great day. He was just 16 of 25, 172 yards, no touchdowns, one pick, no sack, took no sacks. Was it Elijah Mitchell, man? Shout out to him. 27 rushes, 96 yards, a touchdown. And then the all-purpose guy, Deebo Samuel, has in the rushing category, 10 rushes, 72 yards, and a touchdown. I mean, that's unheard of out of the backfield as a rusher.
Look,
You know,
he better watch out. He need to be called a receiver to get paid. Receivers make way more money than running backs. They're gonna try to call him a running back come contract time.
Nah, he's definitely a receiver. It's just the reason the 49ers do that is because they know Jimmy G can't get him the fucking ball. They find out more ways to just get the ball in his hands. They know he's gonna make something happen. They don't trust Jimmy G throwing him the ball all the time or most of the time. So they're just like, hey, Debo, get in the backfield. We'll find a way to scheme up something for you, a toss pitch, something. Now on the Cowboys side, oh my gosh, Dak, bro, what happened? I don't know. It's Kellen Moore, Mike McCarthy. The game plan that you guys had was complete trash. You just tried to throw the ball all over the yard.
Yeah, Dak struggled. I mean,
he struggled, but I mean, what do you think of the coaching staff? They didn't even.
CeeDee Lamb had what, one catch?
That's what I'm saying. Well, let me look. CeeDee Lamb had one catch for 21. He's your best receiver. He's your best receiver.
I saw an interview with Troy Aikman. He said, if they tried to call plays like that, I would go crazy. Like, there is no way Michael Irvin would ever leave a game with one catch.
That's what I'm saying. CeeDee Lamb's their best receiver. Amari Cooper, yeah, people like, well, Amari Cooper is good. He's not great. CeeDee Lamb's better, I mean, to me, than Amari Cooper. But your best player gets one catch. Zeke, man, had 12 rushes for 31 yards, getting paid all that damn money. All of that money.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so, I mean, Cowboys fans, you got a lot of issues for next season. But in this game, you guys did not play well. Michael Parsons was sitting on the sideline crying. You know what I mean? Fans in the stadium. You know, that was it for me because I was at the little local sports bar, and they kept showing these fans' faces. People just
in the third quarter, they just gave up with crying in the third quarter.
Game not even over yet. These motherfuckers sitting in the stands
throwing stuff at their team at the end of the game.
Oh my gosh! Now that's what we got to talk about. So they were throwing stuff at the refs, right?
At the refs, yeah, at the refs.
At the refs, but they were still trying to throw it at DeMarcus Lawrence because he was holding his helmet. He was trying to shield it.
Him and then the other guy, all three D linemen who jumped off sides, they're live.
Oh, yeah, that guy. Oh, now Z, what was it again? Now I think you shared something with me.
Yeah, man. They had to go on Twitter and said, "Leave my family alone, and you can insult me and criticize me all you want, but stop threatening my family."
The defensive lineman, and this is for people that don't know, it was a late in the game. I think it was like third down.
Yeah, two of them. The who was that? The guy who was the Nebraska guy who was on drugs. Forget his name.
Randy Gregory.
Yeah,
I said Nebraska guy that was on drugs, but yeah, I know you're still wrong.
He had a face mask penalty, and then the other D lineman jumped off sides, and then that was it.
Yeah, I mean it was just stupid mistakes. I mean, they had to. My man had to go on Twitter and was like, "Hey, you know, they were sending them death threats."
His family.
His family, not him, his family. They were really coming for him. You know, so leave my family out of it. You know, I did that. You know, and the thing is, DeMarcus Lawrence did a stupid penalty. He tackled the offensive lineman. How do you tackle the offensive lineman? And he's sitting there like, what did I do? They called defensive holding on that and gave him a free set of downs. It's like you shoot yourself in the foot and expect something different. And then how about the last drive? Dallas moves the ball. Great,
the ref.
You can't even get right. So check this out. Dallas is moving. I'm like, oh, Dallas might can really do this and come back. Move the ball. What was it?
14 seconds, and they ran the ball.
14 seconds left. Dak can't find any open. He decides to run. Okay. He doesn't go out of bounds. Stays in the middle of the field. Slides down. You know, clock is ticking. These guys sit there. The offensive line sets up like they normally do. The ref has to
spot the ball. The ref has to spot the ball.
Has to spot
every
play.
Is,
the ref is trying to get through the offensive lineman to do that. You know, how about you guys give him the fucking ball?
Larry
you know
Fitzgerald, what I mean? They need Larry on that team to run across the ball.
Right. I mean, do you need Larry to show you how to do that? But I mean, and ultimately they don't have enough time. The clock ticks down.
That's Larry's new career. He's gonna go around training camps, showing them and the drive. Hurry up, handed the ball to the ref.
Right. I know it's easier said than done, Dallas fans, but I mean, you got to think like you're an NFL. This is your only job.
They don't know the rule. It's 14 seconds left. You have no shot.
The ref, they didn't know. Told me the ref didn't.
No, the Dallas players don't know the rule. So they tried to center spot it himself and spike the ball.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, you have one job. You have to be an NFL player, and you're sitting there setting up shop, spotting the ball yourself, waiting for the ref instead of giving hit to him and then clearing a path so he can get there and spot it. Now he's bumping into you guys, and everything just failed. The clock the time ticks out.
That's a new rule this year because that the umpire used to be behind the middle linebacker. Yeah. And so after the play he could run, but they said teams were using him as a pick, trying to set picks again. And so now they place him behind the play.
Right.
Well, when he's behind the play, that guy got to run 30 yards, get the ball, spot it, and then have the play done. And
you can't make this shit
not
up,
in the greatest shape unless you got Ed Hockley chugging down there to run and get the ball.
If you're a Dallas fan, man, I mean, you got to be crying, man, because it's like every single time. And I think Stephen A. Smith is just so hilarious. He just
doesn't let it go.
He does not let it go, but I love it, man. I love it because the thing is, like he says, the thing about you guys is the fact that you talk so much trash, but do nothing. You do nothing. You just go home. You go to the playoffs and you go home. You can't even get out of the wild card round.
Yeah.
Right out loud.
Yeah, never been to NFC Championship since 90s,
bro. And the thing about the Cowboys, you have one of the best on paper teams. You're a way more talented team than the Niners. They're just way more well coached, and they just smarter.
Yeah, Jerry Jones did his job. Their draft picks have been solid between Zach Martin and Diggs and CeeDee Lamb. I mean, they've had good drafts. Micah Parsons. I mean, you can't blame. Yeah, Jerry Jones done his job. It's his coach.
I know a lot of people hate Jerry Jones, but he's putting him and Stephen Jones.
Yeah, you can't blame Jerry now. He put the team together.
They are hitting on all of the draft picks for the most part. But what in the heck are these coaches doing? Mike McCarthy shouldn't have a job if Brian Flores doesn't have a job. That's just my opinion. This guy they've been winning in spite of Mike McCarthy, not because, but in spite of having him. Yeah. You know how crazy that sounds?
but look, the playoff game was the first game where he actually did well. He used his timeouts correctly. We should
really be applauding him.
For the first time all season, up until 1 minute left of the game, he did a good job. And then that last minute, he went back to old Mike McCarthy.
It's just still funny to me, man. They just still can't get the shit right. I mean, it was a meme going around. It was like 10-year challenge. They had Tony Romo, and then they had Dak Prescott. And it was like, we still the boys. But hey, Dallas fans, man. I mean, you just gotta stop talking so much, man. Like, I picked you guys to win. Ultimately, I was wrong. Z and I guess Lofa Tatupu, former Seattle Seahawks linebacker, picked only guy took the Niners, man. And that's kind of where we split it. But, I mean, now the Niners are moving on. They're going to be playing a very, winnable game. They should have won earlier in the season in Green Bay. All right?
You're going to have to watch the injury reports because they're banged up. Jimmy G's really messed up with his shoulder. So they might have to go with Trey Lance if he doesn't. Yeah. If Jimmy G – and then imagine the line if they have to announce Trey Lance as the starter.
Man.
That's why I bet it already. I already took Green Bay.
I already took them too. This bets of the week. We're gonna get out with the bets too. All right. And then, like I said, I actually should have started with that. I told you guys about the bets last week. All right. Did you hit them over the head with something serious or not? All right. I was trying to put my bets in. I told you, Bucs and Chiefs. It's very simple. We want money line. You want point spread. Any way that you want it. If you laid that money on it, you won easily. If you thought about it, was like, can the Steelers cover? No. Okay.
Did you see though how that first half, -7.5 Chiefs, how it hit? I mean, I did recommend it. Take the Chiefs first half -7.5, but the way it hit, Steelers had the ball with 1 minute left. The first guy runs out of bounds. Next play, incompletion. Next play, Deontay Johnson drops the ball. Kansas City gets the ball with, 53 seconds left, and they throw a 50-yard touchdown. And that covers the -7.5. I was reading online, the one casino in Vegas on that last 30 seconds had a $1.5 million flip because everybody had bet Kansas City first half. So on that one play, 1.5 million flipped to the people over the casino.
Shout out to the people that bet it, man. I'm happy. I'm all for people beating the casino, but that's our next game, Z. I mean, your Steelers, man. I mean, I know you were kind of hyping them up. I mean, obviously you're a fan, man.
They came out strong.
They did come out strong.
They came out strong. TJ proving he's defensive player of the year, balling. They really, I mean, shoot, I was proud. That first quarter was dominant. 7-0 Steeler lead. Defensive touchdown, 2 turnovers, 4 sacks on Mahomes. I mean, that first quarter was Steeler defense.
Let me ask you this, Z. Like I said, I know you like that first quarter was, I wasn't second guessing my bet because I put a lot of money on the Chiefs. Now, let me ask you this. Did you really think that was going to be sustainable throughout the whole game?
The problem was they needed something from the offense. What killed the defense was the offense kept going 3 and out.
Exactly.
And so the defense would hold Mahomes. They even scored. They scored to take a 7-0 lead.
Exactly. But my biggest thing was we were expecting the Steelers' offense has been on the same thing all year long. They have no offensive line.
Until the end of the game when they let Ben call the plays and they did hurry up.
But the thing is, those are garbage points.
I know.
The Chiefs are just like, okay, they don't care. Go ahead and do what you want. Like, in the middle of the game, it's like that stuff not sustainable. I was just like, okay, when is Patrick Mahomes
they had
feel like he wants to play?
Yeah, so Steelers shut them down the first 5 drives. They got nothing. And then they scored the next touchdowns on the next 5 drives. And the turning point was that third down Deontay Johnson dropped. 3rd and 5. Would have had a first down at the 50. 1 minute left in the half. They would have pushed down and got a field goal, or they could have ended the half 7-7. Mm-hmm. Deontay Johnson drops the 3-yard pass. He wide open for first down. Chiefs get the ball back, and then they get defense stops them. First down, second down. I think it was like 3rd and 18, and Mahomes throws a 53-yard touchdown pass to Travis Kelce, and that ends the half. And that was at that point. I mean, if you watch it, but think about it. At that point, it went from the Steelers plus 7.5 was going to win the first half, lost. Chiefs minus 7.5 covered. You go to halftime down 21-7, and it's a wrap from there.
Now the Steelers, like I said, I was not worried about this game at all. Like I said, I know you're a Steelers fan.
First quarter, you were worried. You admitted.
Hell no, bro. I'm telling you, if at that point. They were saying, hey, do you still want to put everything in your bank account on the Chiefs? Yes. Okay, I would have still done it because I'm not worried about Big Ben, a washed-up Big Ben, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. You can't do nothing on offense. Did you see the offensive line? Bro, I can go out.
They struggled, But they struggled all year. I mean, they won by defense.
There you go. Every game. There you go. Like I said, I was not worried because I know who's on the offensive line. For all hell, I can go out there and beat some of those guys on the fucking offensive line. All right? I'm telling you, I was not worried about it because I know the offensive line is shaky. They can't run block. They can't pass block. Big Ben has a weak arm. He can't throw the ball down the field. I was not worried about that. And historically, they've struggled to score over 20 points per game all season. And the Chiefs score well over 20. And they're at home. So it's like, what's going to happen? But, I mean, like I said, that defense.
So the first quarter was, I mean, in a dream scenario for the Steelers to win, they needed 2-3 turnovers. They needed a defensive score. In my mind, I'm thinking if a dream scenario Steelers win, we need a defensive score. We need to win the turnover battle. And we need to just hang in there and make it close in the fourth quarter.
They started the game.
Yeah, TJ and Hayward.
That was the ideal start to a game. The offense, like I said, I'm not worrying about the Steelers defense. They could if the offense could have kept staying on the field and converted third downs and stayed on the field.
Yeah.
That's the only way to beat the Chiefs. You got to stay on the field and take the ball out of Mahomes' hands, all right, and methodically move the ball down the field. But if you have a shaky offensive line, the quarterback that can't throw the ball down the field, what are you going to do? What do you expect? So,
now the touchdown they scored to tie the game was pretty much BS. Where the one to the offensive lineman where he held TJ, throws TJ down, turns around and catches a touchdown. How is that legal? Wait a minute, that's holding. I mean, what? And TJ is looking at the ref, and the ref is like, "I've never seen that either." Touchdown, offensive lineman. I'm like, "Oh hell no."
I guess, I will say this: Big Ben had a nice stat line. He can say, "I went out in style. He has 29 of 44, 215, 2 touchdowns, no picks. He got sacked twice." And against Patrick Mahomes, man, he just does what he does. He was 30 of 39, 400 yards in a playoff game against a good defense at home, 5 touchdowns, 1 pick, and he got sacked.
And the thing about the 5 touchdowns, 5 consecutive touchdowns, 5 drives in a row, they scored a touchdown.
That is amazing.
Man. It went from 7-7. It went from 7-0, and they scored 5 touchdowns in a row. And the turning point was Deontay Johnson dropping the ball on third down, giving him a shot. And and the worst part is you knew it. It was like a slow motion movie. When that happened, you're just sitting there like, oh.
Yeah.
But the Steelers almost covered. They were down at the 5-yard line, and Ben throws that last touchdown pass with 30 seconds left. I was hoping Tomlin would call timeout. They had 1 timeout left.
What was the score of this game again? It was 42-21. 21.
Yeah.
They even covered a tease. If you took the Steelers in a teaser, I think the Chiefs still covered.
Teaser was 18.5. That's why I had the 18.5. And so they're at the 3-yard line. I'm yelling at Tomlin, call timeout. 1 more touchdown for Ben. And Tomlin, the camera's on him. He's about to call timeout. And then he just let it go. And then Ben didn't even try to run a play at the end. They had the ball at the 3-yard line to cover.
What was the opening line? Opening line was what? Chiefs minus 13 or something?
It closed at 14.5. So,
and look, they covered that. I just to be on the safe side, I had the Bucs and the Chiefs in a teaser, and this teaser brought it down to like minus 7 or 8, and they covered that easy, bro. That was one of my bets. The Bucs. How do you miss that?
I thought I had it perfect. Chiefs first half, Steelers full game, and ball. I mean, literally, when you think it was dead, and in that fourth quarter, Ben gets 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, and they're driving for the third one. I'm like, please run 1 more play.
Yeah, man.
And of course, it didn't happen.
All you betting guys, man, I'm telling you, you gotta start playing this stuff right, man, because y'all guys bet little $45, $50. No. I'm telling you, you gotta hit them where it hurts when it matters. That game right there. I'm not saying you gotta go for broke, but I mean you gotta bet right, man. Because I came out. I don't even have to bet basketball for the rest of the year if I don't want to. All right, that's what I bet. I don't even have to bet basketball no more. I can just wait till football season if I really wanted to. I took advantage of the Chiefs going up against a weak Steelers team and the Bucs going against the Eagles. I mean, you gotta make it make sense, man, and stop overthinking stuff. You gotta lose out on money
and take the value underdog like San Francisco.
Right.
I mean, think about that. They were plus 160.
Take. I mean, San Francisco. I mean, that one was, I mean, they ultimately won. They were plus 3. They were plus 3.
And I bought a half, so I put big money on. Well, for me, big money.
Yeah.
Plus 3.5, 3.5. And then I sprinkled a little on that big ass money line.
Hey, a win is a win. A win is a win. I'm telling you.
What I've learned, just betting advice, to make money, you need to bet at least 300 to 500 if you really want to make money on it. Yeah. But don't do parlays. Just pick one game, bet 300 on it, and then grow. And then as you get more confident, bet 500 on it, and then you stack, and then you'll make some money. I mean,
check this out.
Some people bet a lot bigger than that, but I'm just saying as the starter, that's a nice way to get a profit.
Yeah. Check this out. This is the one of the reasons why they made. You want to know why they made betting legal? I'm sorry. is because there's a lot of stupid people out there. There's a lot of stupid people out there like, hey, I'm betting 500 on this Cowboys. Check this out. I'm betting 5 on this Cowboys, Steelers, Patriots matchup, and that 500. If I win this, bro, shit, it's gonna get me like 40 grand.
Yeah.
And bro, it's never gonna win. You're never gonna win. You're looking at the big payout. That's the lottery. You guys out here playing the lottery, and me, like people like me, I'm sitting there out there like, oh, you taking the big pay. I don't give a. I win every fucking week. I don't have to worry about nothing. My money, I just throw it up there. If I win, I win. I lose, I lose. But I mean, you guys just keep giving the fucking casinos money, betting on stupid bets.
Yeah, or parlays. You have to learn that parlays give all the odds to the house.
Right.
You're giving up. You need to find value and bet straight bets. At most, a 2-team parlay, but I wouldn't recommend anything more than that. I mean, because that's just luck. That's not betting. We're not trying to do it. We're trying to have. We're trying to win. We're trying to get an edge. We're trying to study this. We know the numbers. And to do that, you've got to either do a straight bet or 2-team if you have to, 2-team at the most. But you got to look for an edge. You've got to have reasons why. You've got to be able to be confident in
your bets.
Yeah, your bets. And then look at the statistical frequencies, how I look at it. I look at the stats and see the frequency of those stats, and then I follow the numbers. If I don't know anything about the teams, I look at the numbers, and if the numbers say go, be confident and do it.
And the thing is, like, I'm just shaking my head because it's a lot of people, bro. This is what this guy told me. He was so confident in his bet too. He bet so much money because I went to the local casino in Tampa. Betting's not legal out there, which I thought was. I thought I could just go to the local casino. I'm sitting there scrambling trying to get my bets in. Ultimately, I got them in. But this is guy, he was using a betting app. He was like, what do you think about this? He was like, man, I'm betting. It was a few thousand. He had the Bucs, the Chiefs, and the Cowboys. Thousands of dollars on that bet. And you know what? He lost thousands of dollars because he took a sketchy bet. Yeah, I picked the Cowboys. I lost some money on the Cow, but it was a little small money. Under $100. I'm not betting big money on those smelly ass Cowboys.
And think about, he did 3 straight bets. He'd be up 2-1.
Right.
And he'd be happy.
Yeah, I mean, you got to make it make sense, man. You can't overthink this stuff. That's why I keep saying bet of the week alert. And all my bets of the week alert, I just get a 2-team and just let it ride. All right? 2 solid teams and let it go. But getting back to these games, I mean, Chiefs move on to the next round, and they're going to be in a hell of a matchup, man, with this Bills squad. Now, the last game with this – oh, go ahead,
it's going to be fun. I can't wait for that game.
I know, man.
That game's going to be fun.
The last game on the Wildcard weekend, we're going to spend long on it because it wasn't much of a game anyway, man. The Rams were at home. They played the divisional opponent, Arizona Cardinals. I already knew what was going to happen, man. I already told you guys, Arizona, I'm not worried about Kyler Murray. I told you guys. He's good. He looks good late.
That was the worst game plan I've ever seen.
Bro, he needs to go back to college. Go back to college. Didn't Oklahoma want him or something?
You knew they had no shot 5 minutes into the game. It was like, it's over.
As soon as the matchup was solidified, I already knew what I was going to do. All right, that was another game. Murdered them. I mean, Matthew Stafford came out there. He looked comfortable. The Rams ran the ball. They did everything they wanted to do. The Cardinals, I mean, the offensive game plan for them was just absolutely horrible. The offensive line didn't block for Kyler Murray.
The interesting thing is moving on to the Bucs game this week. Now, all the public, after 1 week win over a weak coach and a team that lost 5 in a row coming in, are going to be all over. Yeah, they're going to be all over the Rams after seeing that. The sharp money will be all on Tom Brady at home.
Please.
Playoff time. Never fade Brady.
Please I don't take the Rams.
They've got to learn. Never go against Brady.
Please take the Rams, okay? Because we're going to fuck you up, all right? 12 going to fuck you up, all right? Tom's not playing, man. Like I said, we're going to get to that game, but I mean, to give the Rams credit, we got Rams fans listening to the show. I know you guys are rocking with us. I know you guys are gonna talk shit when I get off and you guys, when I record this episode and I put it out tomorrow. I know some of you guys are gonna text me. We're gonna talk that shit and we're gonna line it up. We're gonna play. You know what they're gonna say, Z? Oh, we already beat you guys. We beat you last year with golf, and we beat you earlier in the season. In LA, we smoked you guys. You know what I'm saying?
Those are the reasons they got them big ass casinos in Vegas.
You sure did. Hey, you know what they're gonna do? What is it? What is it? Some people getting paid this weekend, Z. Some people, you know what? I'm putting this paycheck on my Rams now. I'm putting this paycheck on the Rams, and they're gonna lose a whole fucking paycheck, and they have no food to feed their families. But anyway, I mean, in this game, check this out, man. Matthew Stafford did play well. All right, he was solid. I mean, he's been shaky, and one of the reasons
that's true, but people didn't realize you got to look at who he's playing.
That's what I'm saying. So he looked good this game. He was only 13 of 17. Sean McVay didn't even want him to throw the ball down the field. He was like, look, Matt, I know you've been struggling. This is what we're going to do. All right. So there was 13 of 17. He had 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. He only took 1 sack. The running backs came to play. Michelle Akers. Those guys ran the ball well. Cooper Kupp does what he does. And then Odell Beckham, he's the enemy this week. But, I mean, I keep saying he was never the problem in Cleveland. Baker Mayfield sucks, and ultimately my man scored a touchdown in the playoffs. But this is for a guy that was sitting there trying to say doesn't even belong in the NFL. You know what I mean? Just sitting there trying to make up all types of stories. And that's one of the reasons, I'm going to say this before I let you go, Z. This is why I don't want some of these analysts on my show. I can get some of these ESPN or NFL Network. I don't want them bitch-ass people on my show, man. I don't want them guys on, all right? I want guys on that I can respect, that don't just sit there and make up fucking stories, and all of this and that. Because I don't want to sit there and these are the same guys that can sit there and said that Odell Beckham can't play football anymore. He's a bum. He's a locker room guy, and Baker Mayfield, doesn't trust him. And he's asking for the ball and all that. But I don't want to hear that shit. I lost all respect for them dudes a long time ago, man. Because believe me, I'm telling you, I could have them on. All right. Are you seeing the guests we've had on, and the nature of our guests? And we're in talks with more people about coming on the show. But go ahead, Big Z. I just wanted to let that be known.
No, just from a betting perspective. So if you look at the Rams Bucs game this week, so they got the line. They've kept it's open at 3. It's still at 3, but it's at 3 at plus money on the Bucs at 3. The line tells you a story. The book are begging you to take Los Angeles plus 3 because they know the moment that they drop that to 2.5, the smart folk gonna be like, I ain't standing in front of Brady. 2.5 is the number. You're gonna say, I mean, literally, they want you to take Tampa minus 3 at plus money. so that, if you look at the lines and just learn how to read the story of what the book is trying to tell you and what the book is trying to get you to do, they're trying to get all the suckers to take that plus 3 with the Rams, and all the sharps are waiting for that 2.5.
Man,
because that 2.5 is coming. If you're giving a plus 3 at plus,
I'm telling you. That spread's gonna go down. If you're a Bucs fan, if you want someone who wants to take, I'm telling you, the media is hyping the Rams like hell. They talk about Tackle's gonna be out, Tristan Wirfs gonna be out, Jensen might not play, this one might not play, Fournette might not play, Ronald Jones might not play. I'm telling you, they might even say the coach might have COVID or some bullshit. I'm telling you.
Even that minus 145 is decent value. Just take that minus 145, bet it, and 145 wins you 100.
But I'm telling you, there's a lot of people listen to the show like, fuck that. The Rams are way better. They already beat them twice. They beat them last year with because you know what they're gonna say, Z? They did beat us. They beat us last year, Monday night at home in Tampa with Jared Goff. Why in the hell would I take the Bucs? Now we got Matthew Stafford. Now we got Odell Beckham. We're way better than the Bucs. Now we got Matthew Stafford.
Just remember, how has that worked for people out there going against Brady in the playoffs?
Right.
I mean, I remember the Super Bowl when they played the Rams and Bucs, and Rams and Patriots.
Yeah.
And I was at the front of the counter, and all my numbers said, okay, take the Rams, take the Rams, take the Rams. I got to the counter, had my money. I was like, oh, man, I'm not betting against Brady. I threw it all on the Patriots and they left. And I was like, got home. It was a beautiful game. And
when they beat them 13-0 or 13-6?
Yeah, it was a low scoring game. And
something crazy.
Under was a great bet, and the Patriots are a great bet. But because when you literally sit there and think, I like to think, look at the quarterback matchup. Because usually the better quarterback wins. If you look at this week and look at every game, the better quarterback won every game. Now, you may say Dak might be better than Garoppolo. That's the only one. But the better quarterback won every game.
Yeah. I mean,
so when you look at it this week, you're going to have Garoppolo against Rodgers.
When in doubt, when you don't know nothing, just look at who's the better quarterback or look at the numbers. Good point, Z. But I mean, moving on to this week's game, man, I'm telling you, these are some great games. It starts off Saturday. Now, I've been waiting to talk about this one because y'all Cincinnati fans, y'all been in my ear on this one, man. I know some between the Madden chats I'm in. All right, Z, because I started playing Madden again. And then some of my boys that I know that are Bengals fans, they talking about we gonna go on the road, smash the Tennessee Titans. And where did I tell you? What did I told you guys all year long that Tennessee Titans are for real. People keep talking about the defense. The defense. I'm telling you, rewind the show back. I keep saying it. I told everybody last year. I mean, early in the season. I said the Titans' defense is much improved. They talking about the secondary is a problem. Secondary. They don't got nobody. They don't got this. They don't got that. They can't rush the passer. Look what happened. They wind up with the number 1 seed without Derrick Henry for most of the season, might I add, and Ryan Tannehill at quarterback. I'm telling you, this is a different Titans team, man. Z, I mean, what do you think about this game, man?
I mean, the first funny thing they did was they changed their ticket policy. So if you are transferring a ticket, you are not allowed to transfer the ticket until Saturday night before the game. And
transfer to what?
To another person. So if you sell your ticket on StubHub, you can't give them the ticket. You can't have that transaction happen until Saturday. Titans rule NFL rule used to be it could be done at any time. That is so nobody can plan a trip from Ohio to Tennessee.
Yeah,
because they can't get a ticket approved until I think it's Friday, until tomorrow.
Right.
And when they put that into their ticket selling policy, people are going to think it's a scam. Wait a minute. What do you mean you can't give me? You're going to take my money now, but not approve the ticket sale until Friday night. And so that's their way of blocking Bengals fans from buying tickets to their games.
Right. And the thing is, I will say this about Cincinnati Bengals fans. A good fan base. I mean, they haven't really had a lot to cheer about the last few years.
Yeah, this is the first time ever for them.
Right.
Really, since the 80s and 90s.
Right. They do travel well. I mean, Ohio loves football. I mean, the product out there, a lot of Ohio guys, they love the football. A lot of those
it's guys, not a crazy trip, too, to Nashville.
It's not. It's not at all. But I'm telling you, this game right here, I'm telling you, Bengals fans, you're going to be let down, man. I'm telling you. The Tennessee Titans are going to fuck around and go to the Super Bowl. I told you. I fucking told everybody early season. I'm not just talking here. Everybody kept talking about the fucking defense, the secondary. They can't stop run. The defense is so horrible. The defense is one of the best in the league right now. The front four, Bud Dupree's come to play. Jeffrey Simmons really came to play this season.
Tannehill can be had though. When the Steelers beat him, when the Steelers beat the Titans, I mean, they couldn't block Hayward and TJ Watt.
When did that was early in the season, right?
No, that was the end. One of their last 7 wins to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
they had to win, and one of the games was Tennessee, and it was.
I will say that, but
that's their problem. But I don't. Cincinnati doesn't have.
They don't have
that kind of edge guy. Yeah,
they don't have that type of edge guy. They don't have that type of D. Cincinnati has solid players. The Steelers have 4 elite guys on defense. They have T.J. Watt, Cam Hayward. They got Minka Fitzpatrick, and some other really solid guys. But those 3 guys alone are way better than anybody on Cincinnati's defense ever dreamed about. So they got those elite guys.
And Tennessee had problems. Well, they had big time problems with Hayward and TJ. They couldn't block them at all.
Right.
And
I mean,
so
but very
a team
few
that has
can.
a team that
especially
has
a running team.
Teams that have dominant defensive linemen can match up with them because Tennessee forces you to play their game. That's the one thing from watching them. Well, my perspective is from watching them against the Steelers.
Yeah,
they force you to play their game, but Tannehill is not a special quarterback.
He's not.
Yeah,
he's going to do enough just to win. And I'm going to say this right now: King Henry is fucking back. Okay, he's healthy. Yeah. I'm telling you, though, I really want to go to this game. I'm telling you, if my lady was not going out of town this weekend, I would either be at that Bucs game. But I'm a King Henry fan, man. I just love him as a running back. I love Jonathan Taylor, but I mean, you guys went crazy and did my man disrespectful. You forgot about who's the best running back in the. They were sitting there talking crazy, Z, talking about he's way better than Derrick Henry, slow and all. I'm just like, I can't do this with you guys, man. You guys don't know football. You don't know shit. I love Jonathan Taylor too.
And he's coming back motivated. He's coming back rested. They had a week off. I mean, this game, bro. And if you look at the last few years, how Tennessee has done in the first round of the playoffs, they not only win, they cover every game.
Bro, I love this game with a passion. I'm telling you. I'm gonna tell you when we get in the bets of the week, I'm gonna show you how to do it. But I'm starting my weekend off right on Saturday. I'm taking the damn Titans. The Bengals.
So right now it's 3.5. The line.
Oh my gosh, man! I'm telling you, the Titans. A lot of people say, "Why is he so much on the Titans?"
Minus 190 money line.
The Titans are going to do just enough to win. They're going to be at home. The fans are going to pack those stadiums.
Rested. Since he had 3 or 4 injuries on defense during the week versus the Raiders last week.
Right. And the thing is, even with if they didn't have, I'm not worried about no damn Bengals. You look at who you just played, dog. Like you just played. Who did they even play?
Raiders.
You played the Raiders. You played the worst team in the NFL playoffs on either side. Probably worse than the Eagles. You played the Raiders, who would sit there, had guys out. Henry Ruggs killed somebody. Arnett, they cut him. All types of stuff all over the place, man. I mean, an organization that lost their head coach because he's a racist. You beat the Raiders, dog. You didn't beat anybody. They're barely even an NFL squad. They suck for years. So that's one of my biggest things. So I mean, I'm sorry that's showing your parade, but you're going home, dog. You're going home this week. So I mean, if you're and Titans fans, you got something to be happy about, man. Pack these stadiums, man. Let the opponent feel yell on third down, yell on first down, all of that.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I think that's some BS to talk about. You can't transfer the ticket until Saturday.
Let's go, Titans. Good job, Tennessee Titans organization. I don't see no damn orange in that stadium.
Yeah, they're trying to complete. I mean, I know, like, as someone who goes to a lot of Steel Road games, some messed up teams have policies where the worst one was when the Chargers were in San Diego. They said to go to a Charger game, you need to buy tickets to 2 games. So not only the Steeler game, but you need to buy another game too to buy it from the team. Only thing that worked out, all their fans sold their tickets anyway, so the Steelers took over the stadium anyway. But I was like, what the hell kind of policy?
Steelers fans everywhere. Check this out. I was in Tampa, Florida. Somebody had a Ben Roethlisberger. But Steelers fans, I'm telling you, if there's anything you might not like the Steelers, but you got to respect them. Okay? I don't care what you say. If you're a Packers fan, you're well respected because they're everywhere. They're everywhere. Okay? I saw Green Bay Aaron Rodgers fan in the stadium wearing an Aaron Rodgers. I saw Big Ben jersey at the Bucs Eagles game. Yeah. Why?
In honor of Ben.
You got to respect it, man. These are historic organizations.
Thank you, Ben.
Big Ben, man. But in this game, I'm taking the Titans. We're gonna roll with that.
Yeah, I'm on the Titans too. And maybe the over, but yeah, I'm on the Titans definitely.
Yeah. Next game, Z, man. They close it out Saturday night. San Francisco goes to Green Bay, all banged up, fresh off the win in Dallas. I'm telling you, man. If you think
at home and it's a night game in the cold and a West Coast team coming to the cold in Green Bay.
I'm telling you, for my betting guys, I'm gonna keep driving this home because it's time to get this money now, man. The regular season was play money. It's time to get this. Stop overthinking this stuff, man. Get the Titans and the goddamn Packers and go sit your ass down somewhere, man. Put the money on them, all right? Green Bay's going to roll all over the goddamn Niners can't fucking score points. They got Jimmy G at quarterback. They keep talking about the Packers defense. Packers defense is much improved. They brought in Rasul Douglas, a free agent cornerback that's been cut by literally almost everybody in the league. And he's in the Pro Bowl as a cornerback opposite of one of the best. I forgot the other dude on the other side. Jair Alexander. I love that guy. But yeah, he's one opposite of him. And Devontae Campbell. These are throwaway guys that are now playing meaningful, minutes. I'm using a basketball now, but meaningful, downs on the field, making big plays for, a hopeful Super Bowl organization. I'm not really worrying about the Niners, man. The Niners, they got Debo, they got this and that. You got defense. You're not shutting down Aaron Rodgers in that cold weather. You've already smashed Aaron Rodgers over the head for years. He's historically lost to you guys in the playoffs, going back to the days of Kaepernick. I know it was close early in the season. I mean, Z, how you feeling about this game, man? Do you think the Niners even have a chance, man?
No, I'm already on Green Bay. I mean, just look at the track record at home. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers is motivated the way they lost to Tampa last year. Mm-hmm. And the injuries on defense to San Francisco, they had a physical game. Yeah. They had 3 or 4 key guys. I mean, Bosa went out. I mean, it was the spot is all Green Bay. I mean, and I expect the number to go up and up and up. So bet it early if you're going to bet it.
Right. And the thing is, Niners fans, like, you had a good season, but you got Jimmy G at quarterback. You might not have Jimmy G. He might not even. If you got Trey Lance against Aaron Rodgers.
Wow.
Man, I'm telling you. I mean, I'm not even really gonna break this game down because that's how I'm not even worried about it. Green Bay's gonna roll all over these guys. It's not even really gonna be close. Yeah. I mean, do you really expect Jimmy G to go out there in the cold weather? And what do you just think they're gonna run the ball, Green Bay, against Big Kenny Clark and those guys on the defensive line? You're crazy. You're crazy. You're really just a nut of a fan if you really think the Niners are really just gonna go out there, run the ball, and hold Aaron Rodgers down to 20 points, and you win 24-21 or something like on.
That's why that week off is so important. Because they're at home getting massages and relaxing.
The only stat
taking hits and getting beat up.
Gee, the only stat that they have on their side is the Packers have had a bye and they've ultimately lost at some point. They've either lost coming off of that bye, they come out flat, or they lose an NFC Championship game like they did the Bucs last year. You think Aaron Rodgers, going out the way he's motivated? I'm telling you, he's gonna blow you guys. He's playing his hometown team. He's going to blow you up.
the team that passed on him to take Alex Smith.
He's going to blow you.
Left him sitting in the room with the draft to the 23rd pick.
Man, my condolences to you. I'm telling you, he's going to kill you. He might put a 50 on you. All right? But yeah, moving on to the next game, man. I'm sorry to make it so dramatic, but it is what it is, man. I'm just telling you what it is. Now this other game, actually my game, the LA Rams come to town. They're coming to Tampa, man. Bucs fans, this is not gonna be a cakewalk. All right, I'm as much trash as I'm talking. This is a real game. This is a live game. We very well could lose, but I'm not worried about that. Like, am I really worried about Matthew Stafford coming to Tampa during the playoffs and heating their ass up with something different? No. Like I said, I've been telling you guys this all year. There's no need to worry about the Rams. They're gonna come to the playoffs and they're gonna go home. I'm telling you, they haven't learned their lesson. They're gonna sit there and they're gonna say, we got this new shiny quarterback and Matthew Stafford. They're trying to throw the ball around the yard. Stafford's gonna throw a few picks. All right. Mike Edwards is gonna probably get a pick. Sean Murphy-Button, Antoine Winfield Jr. is probably gonna knock somebody's helmet off. Jordan White, all these guys, I'm telling you, Levante David, them, all these guys are really going to be able to come to play and just tee off on this Rams offense. That's really like a gimmick offense. And all you really just do is throw the ball to Cooper Kupp and then occasionally Odell Beckham. But, if you come out.
Higbee's come up too. The tight end.
Higbee has come up big. But, I'm not really worrying about the Rams, man. What I am worried about is these injuries.
That's key. Especially offensive line, because Rams D-line is no joke.
Right. That's the only way. That's the only way. Now, the teams that I've even said it throughout the course of the show, the only teams that give the Bucs problems, I've said it on past shows, teams like Washington. We lost to Washington. The Rams. Yep, the Saints and the Rams. D-line. And before the D-line, that's how you get to Brady. Look at Brady in that Saints game. I'm telling you, that didn't look like Tom Brady. They got him out of character. They was hitting him. They were talking shit to him. But the thing is that the Rams don't got those type of personalities like Big Cam Hayward and Davenport and the Saints, all the Garner, all them dudes talk. They just talk so much shit.
So Jalen Ramsey is going to talk. Jalen Ramsey going to talk some stuff.
That's it though. Aaron Donald don't talk. He just go out there and do what he can.
Play. Although he did get into a fight.
He did. He you know what? He should be. He tried
to choke the dude.
Man, they should be suspended for this game, man. Aaron Donald, you should be suspended for this game, bro. You shouldn't be out there playing, but I know you are. But in this game, Bucs fans, I'm really hoping and praying that Byron Leftwich comes out, runs the ball. Leonard Fournette, they said, is playing. Give him the ball, man. Give him the ball. Let him run. Don't drop back the pass 40, 50 times, man. Do a play action. Run Fournette, Ronald Jones, Giovanni Bernard, and all of these other guys. Play action out of it. Gronk's going to be open. Mike Evans is going to be open. Tyler Johnson is going to be open. All of these guys, Cam Brate, they're going to be open off of that play action. But you got to commit to please just running the ball. If you just keep just trying to chuck it down the field, what they want you to do, and throwing it deep down the field, Aaron Donald's going to get to you. And he's going to bury Tom's face in the dirt, man. We don't want that to happen. So just keep methodically moving the ball, short routes. Don't, 3-step, get the ball out of your hands quick. No deep down the field developing plays. Every once in a while, occasionally take a shot, but do what Tom does, man. Now, on the Rams side, one of the things that do scare me is Odell Beckham.
Yeah.
Him and Cooper Kupp. So on that defensive side, Bucs, Antoine Winfield Jr., we need you to show up. Dean, Murphy, Bunting, Devin White, we really need you to come to play. You can't be out of position, man. All of those guys, Big Vita Vea, push the pocket. I know you guys are really ready to play, but let's ball now. Z, how do you think this game's gonna shake out, man? I know I've kind of talked about it.
To me, it comes down to the offensive line for the Bucs. That's the game. I don't think the so Cam Akers looked good last week, coming back from injury. I don't think they could do that against the Vita Vea and the Bucs D line, and so they won't be able to run the ball. Stafford is iffy, but I don't trust him either.
This is what they're gonna say though. They're gonna, the Rams when they beat us this season, Stafford threw the ball like 50 times. Yeah, they're gonna we're gonna do the same thing again. Like that's not gonna work in the playoffs.
It's not that controlled indoor environment where you can just, and then a home crowd where they're silent and everybody could hear his checks. It's different.
Right on the road.
I don't see it now. The way the Rams can win is if they're able to get pressure on Brady. So the center and the tackle got to play, and they got to play well.
Right.
If they play well, and you'll know right away if you watch the game, you'll know first drive. If they're protecting Brady, he's got time to throw. Yeah, I see the Bucs winning. They're not gonna lie. I would never fade Brady, especially at home in the playoffs. Never.
Yeah.
But the only chance they have is if the Tampa's offensive line is not right, and then that could be a problem.
Yeah, I'm like I said, Bucs, man. I'm really hoping you guys just come out, run the ball, give the ball to Leonard Fournette. All right, no 4 wide receiver sets, man. maybe 2 wide receiver sets, 2 tight ends with Gronk and Braid in there. Run the ball, pass the ball out of those sets, chip, double team.
Fournette back is huge.
Having Fournette back is huge. Yeah. I mean, playoff Lenny. I mean, look what he did last year. Wildcard weekend. Came out there and gave him some go against the Saints, against Green Bay, in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. Give my man the ball. He's rested. He's ready to go. I'm hoping the Bucs have a big day, and I mean they're gonna shock a lot of people. Surprisingly, a lot of people have us losing this game. Listen to ESPN and Ryan Clark and all of these guys have us losing the game because even Dan Orlando, all these guys sit there just forget who the Bucs are. But I mean, moving on to this next and last game, this is gonna be a heck of a way to seal off the divisional round. The Bills are on the road in Kansas City. Z, you guys have played both of these squads, so tell me your opinion, man, on this game.
Steelers beat them early, first game of the year, beat Buffalo, and then got blown out by KC twice. Mm-hmm. But just coming off of last week, I'm leaning Buffalo in this game.
Oh, really?
Because the Chiefs, their defense has some holes in it. Steelers couldn't exploit it because Ben has no mobility. Josh Allen can run the ball. Josh Allen can throw it 80 yards. Josh Allen is not a 40-year-old Ben. And so and then the motivation of losing in the fourth quarter, the way they lost to him last year in the playoffs. Yeah. They lost at Kansas City in the fourth quarter. That's there. And then the way they played last week, I mean, shoot, I think they went, 7 for 7 touchdowns? They never punted. I mean, Buffalo, that offense, they started to run the ball. I already took the points. I teased them up and took Buffalo plus 8.5 I bet it on Monday. And so it's coming down, but the over is the other thing that I think is also in play. Mm-hmm. But just key stat, Buffalo's defense is strong. Josh Allen is probably the most physically gifted quarterback in the league. And I don't know if he's the best, but physically, he's physically incredible. And so I think Buffalo wins this. I think Buffalo wins this game.
Wow, man!
And I took the points, but I took 8.5 with them, and I teased them with Green Bay. So I took Green Bay down to 1.5, took Buffalo up to 8.5.
That's a nice tease if you get Buffalo a plus 8. But I mean, I'm sitting there. Now they do got a shot. What was it earlier today? We're kind of talking Big Z back in the chat. Was it Willie Gay, their starting linebacker, got arrested for something stupid. I don't even know if he's gonna play.
Yeah, so he got in an argument with the mother of his kid and broke her vacuum cleaner.
Oh,
and so she called the cops. He got arrested.
This guy, bro. I mean, you guys got to chill out with these women, man. You're sitting there breaking the girl's vacuum over what? You know what I mean? You're an NFL superstar in the playoffs. You're the best linebacker that they have. You know what I mean? And you're sitting there at home dumb, arguing because you can't get some home-cooked meal and breaking your vacuum. You know what I mean? This is fucking crazy. I just made up a whole story.
But
this is fucking crazy.
And on the other side, I mean, he could have just bought her another vacuum. Her to call the police because he broke her vacuum.
She must got money on the bills.
No, remember history when the year the Steelers won the Super Bowl when they played Indianapolis and Bettis fumbled and Nick Harper picked up the ball and Ben made the tackle. Yeah. The story that week was Nick Harper's girl stabbed him in the thigh with a butcher knife. And so they were saying having his leg messed up, Gay slowed him down just a little bit so Ben could reach out and make that play. So it's Steeler fan lore. Nick Harper's wife might be our MVP.
So what you pretty much saying is once playoff comes, you need to be isolated away from your girl, your family. You can't trust your girl. You gotta trust your mom. Your mom gonna do you right. Now your girl, you unmarried. You know what I mean? Those you say girlfriend, not wife.
No, it was a girlfriend. Yeah. It was girlfriend.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, maybe you need to step away from these girlfriends during playoff time, man.
Stabbed him in the leg with a butcher knife. He picked up Bettis's fumble in the end zone. He's thinking he going 90 yards for a touchdown. Ben doing his pirouette, making the play. I was like, yes, man, thank you, Nick Harper's girl. I will always love you.
man. But yeah, Chiefs fans, man, I ain't gonna do you like that. I'm gonna talk to you guys. Man, you guys are fresh off this win at home. You just played the Steelers, all right? You guys are at home again. You guys are playing Buffalo. You beat them last year. They beat you guys earlier this season.
Yeah, KC too. Yeah.
In KC, I'm looking at this game from a different. I understand what you said last year. See, the Bills, lost to them last year. I'm looking at it. Early in the season, it was the biggest headline. What is wrong with Pat Mahomes? Has he flattened off? Have the Bucs, showed everybody, what they need to do to stop him? All of this and that, because he looks shaky. I think the Chiefs are like 0-3 or 1-3 or something dumb. And they were throwing Patrick Mahomes on all types of buses, the organization, the offense, all of that. Now they climbed themselves up out of that. They went on these crazy winning streak, you know what I mean? And the offenses got back on track. They've gotten back to what they've done. Kelsey, Tyreek Hill, all the other guys that they got on this offense are playing very well, and they're at home. I'm looking at it like this. Chiefs at home. You got Patrick Mahomes. You got this explosive offense. Buffalo does have a good defense. I'm not saying they don't. But I think the Chiefs offense is way better than the Buffalo defense and what they bring to the table. Now, on the other side, you got to slow down Josh Allen. All right. Now, that's the scary part because that Chiefs defense is suspected to the run, to the pass. The Steelers didn't have the horses to do that. They couldn't run the ball. They had a really weak offensive line. They really didn't have the quarterback to do that, like you said, Big Z. Now, this is going to be a ball game, man. This ain't going to be a cakewalk. I mean, I'm taking the Chiefs in this one, but I think it's going to be close, man. I'm saying they win by like 3 points or something like that. Bills are going to give them hell because they're going to, like you said, they're going to remember what they did to them last year.
Remember, Stephon Diggs stood on the field and watched the celebration for an hour.
They're going to remember that, man.
I just remember him standing in that corner by himself, watching that celebration for about an hour after the game, watching the Chiefs get the AFC Championship trophy.
Yeah. I mean, this is going to be a ball. I cannot wait for that game. All of these games, really. But yeah, this game is going to be a nice nightcap in Kansas City. It's a hostile territory, great place to play. If you're a home team. Now, if you're a fan on the other side, or the team on the other side, where Buffalo is going to be, it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be loud. Can't make your checks. I expect Josh Allen to really pull that ball down and run. I really expect Patrick Mahomes to come out and does what he do. You know what I mean? Move the ball methodically.
See what they do, because they started slow last week, so they can't afford that this week.
Yeah. That goes up with the games. I will say this before we move on with the bets. I was at that Bucs game last week, all right? See, there's a lot of old ass people that got, I guess, season tickets to these fucking Bucs games. I bought out, so I guess it was obviously a season ticket holder that sold me his ticket, our tickets. I'm sitting there, standing there. I'm the only guy, one of the only guys standing up. I'm yelling. Hey, I'm wearing my Tom Brady jersey. See, this is what they're sitting there telling me, these old ass people. Hey, Brady, can you sit down? I can't see. Bro, bro, you know me. I talk how I talk on the show. I don't care who you are. I said, motherfucker, I pay you how much I pay for this ticket? Shut the fuck up, man. I mean, if you want to see around me, you have to stand your bitch ass up. These old motherfuckers just think this is like shuffleboard or something, just sitting down like it's the opera. Yeah, this is a playoff game, dog. You gotta yell, stand up, support your team. They sitting there looking at me like I'm crazy for standing up. Talking about they can't see. I'm like, motherfucker, fuck you. Like, I'm trying to watch this game. I'm trying to yell and make noise while on defense. These people, these fans only stand up on third down. Oh, it's third down. Motherfucker, stand up. Man, stand your bitch ass up the whole game and yell on defense and then sit down on offense.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like that's how it should be. So Bucs fans, you gotta do better, man.
And you're at home too.
That's what I'm saying.
You're on the road, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sitting there. Steve got loud on third down. Z, it's crazy. But I mean, you gotta do better, Bucs fans. But shout out to all the people. Shout out to our guy we had on the show. What's his name, man? John Blakely, super fan. I took a picture with him out there, man.
Oh yeah,
and those guys. But let's move on to the bets of the week, man. Z, I'll start it off, bro. In this game, man, I'm keeping it short and simple, man. I'm not playing anymore. I'm not worried about basketball. I'm not worried about nothing. I'm worried about getting this easy money. All right, I'm taking the Titans. I love the Titans, and I'm playing them a combination with all these games. I love the Titans over the Bengals. They're gonna be at home. I love the Green Bay. I love Green Bay so much, man. I'm just a matter of just how much and what team I'm gonna parlay in with. I'm probably gonna parlay in with the Bucs and Packers because I love that so much. And then or probably like the Green Bay and the Titans. But what I'm suggesting you guys do right here, all right, is if you missed the boat last week, I'm telling you, he has a can't miss bet. I told you guys to take the Bucs and the Chiefs, lay a ton of bread on it. So if you did that and you just bet a few thousand or a few hundred or whatever your pockets allow you to, you're sitting nice right now. If you bet a little $50, I mean, like I said, it's just a matter of what you're trying to do. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, for me, man, my pockets are loaded right now. I took the Bucs and Chiefs. I'm up a huge amount. So what I'm doing is loading up on Saturday on this Titans and the Packers game, 2-team parlay. I'm playing around with that, and then I'm probably taking, the Packers by themselves just in case Tennessee loses on a separate bet. And then I'm probably, and then I also like on Sunday, I love the Bucs, obviously. The Rams ain't fucking with the Bucs, man. I mean, Bucs are at home, Tom Brady. That line's gonna go down. That -3 is probably gonna go down to like a -1.5. People love the Rams. I'm telling you, people will love the Rams for whatever reason. They really think they're gonna come in and beat Tom Brady at home in the playoffs. And then I also love Kansas. I don't love Kansas City like that now. They're going to have to really – because it's tough. Buffalo's looking really, really sharp. All right, I picked Kansas City, but –
Wow, so the line on Monday, it was Buffalo 5.5, plus 5.5. Mm-hmm. Now it's only 1.5. So that means all the money.
They think Buffalo wins. They think Buffalo wins.
Pouring on Buffalo. So I got plus 8.5 on a teaser on Monday. It's plus 1.5 now as we record on Thursday.
I'm telling you, got to make moves on that Kansas City game. I'm telling you, because I don't a lot of Chiefs fans. Oh, this is the same Buffalo team we beat.
At 1.5, I would take the Chiefs at 1.5.
Yeah.
So that's a nice middle for me. So I already got Buffalo 8.5. I might sprinkle something Chiefs minus 1.5.
Right, and play around with it.
Yeah.
You never know. But yeah, those are my bets. Like I said. Like, keep it simple. Big money on the Bucs and Green Bay. If you don't do nothing else, Bucs and Green Bay, money line, parlay, teaser. Those two games parlayed. And like I said, I love the Titans. I'm getting that money on Saturday with the Bucs and the Packers. I'm sorry, the Titans and the Packers. And then turn around Saturday. I'm after the Titans win, then I'm loading up on that Packers and Bucs. All right, so those are my bets. Z, what you got, man?
So in pocket already, I teased Buffalo up to 8.5 and Green Bay to pick. So that's my original teaser. I did that on Monday, right as soon as I could. I like Tennessee. I like them at 2.5, so it's 3.5 right now. I'm hoping to get it at 2.5, but I like Tennessee to win this game. I like, of course, Green Bay. Green Bay is 5.5 now. That is a nice teaser spot as well. So I may just tease Tennessee and Green Bay for the Saturday games. And then Sunday,
I want to take the Bucs at 2.5, -2.5. Right now it's -3 plus 100. So that means the books really want to make it 2.5, but they're afraid they're just trying to get people to bet on the Rams. So I like Bucs 2.5 is a good number. And then even the -145 is, I mean, you bet bet 145 to win 100. That's a good bet.
It is.
And then the final game, again, I liked the Bills when it was up early in the week. You could have got them +5.5. Now at 1.5, I would lean Chiefs at and then that game, really Chiefs -130 money line at home.
Yeah,
so that's a good bet. So I mean, compared, they were -800 versus Steelers.
I know. I was just scrambling trying to make round. Like I said, I was like, "Fuck it." I don't like spread, but I was comfortable, very comfortable with the spread given when I teased it down. You know, when I teased it down, I think it was like -7 or something like that, and I let it rock. But yeah, I mean, like I said, don't try to overthink it, man. So good luck on your bets this weekend. Good luck to all the fans that are traveling to the stadiums, man. Go support your teams if your team's in the playoffs. Yeah. I've got the opportunity to see my Bucs win a Super Bowl in my lifetime. A lot of people can't say that. You know what I mean? Cowboys fans, for instance. I mean, a lot of these young guys that are my age, they just living off the old history. Or my grandfather said it was nice.
Especially the first time. For me, the Super Bowl in Detroit versus Seattle, Ben's second year.
Yeah.
That's a memory forever. And then and then the classic beating the Cardinals with the Santonio Holmes is the greatest memory you could ever have.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to beat stuff like this. Go support your team. I'm telling you, all these teams like we live in Washington has sucked for so long. Yeah. They sucked so bad. Last year they were in the playoffs, a home game. They couldn't even get to they were COVID. They didn't allow. They couldn't even go see their team. Like, I mean, go see your team, man. Go have fun. I mean,
I know they're hurting. Three former assistant coaches, head coaches this weekend.
Matt LaFleur,
Shanahan,
and Sean McVay.
Yeah.
But you chose Jake Gruden. Oh my gosh, man. But hey, that's it for the show. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel, man. Be safe. And let's get this money this weekend. Have a nice rest of your day or evening, whatever it is.